Every time I lost friends in my past, it was either because I was spending every day together with them, or it was either over a woman, over money, or over losing face. So like ego, stupid shit like that. Or it was because our values didn't align, and that's probably the most important thing. A lot of people struggle with making friends. I have lost a fair amount of friends in my life, best friends. I got stabbed in the back. I've had some fucked up shit done to me. Like, I'm not gonna mention it, but maybe in the future you guys will find out. The reason I lost friends is because most of the time I was spending too much time with them. And when you spend too much time with a person every day, you're seeing all of them for who they really are. You're seeing all their flaws, all their personality traits, and you start to actually despise them. It's so toxic. Like, you actually start to look at them and say, like, this person is on my nerves, this person's annoying me, yet you still want to hang out every day together because you're more afraid of losing that friend than being together even though it's toxic. It's so fucked up. And all of us have toxic friendships, relationships. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I've had a really, really good friend I lost like 8 months ago. This guy, we used to do everything together. Every day I would see him. Even during my work, I'd go and work at his house. I would eat together, we would watch TV together, watch movies, play sports, exercise. He even came and visited me across the country when I moved from my mom's house for the first time. And I welcomed him for a month. After that experience, because we were living with each other and seeing each other every day, it actually made us see each other for who we are. And I know I have traits that people don't like. I know the traits that I have suck. You know, I can tell you right now, I'm so annoying in the morning. Like, when I wake up in the morning, I'm a piece of shit. Like, I just wake up very angry and cranky. So that made me learn something new about myself. Another thing that people probably hate about me is that I try to look too perfect in front of people. When I hang out with people, you know, I have a certain lifestyle, you know, I don't do certain things. I'm very like key on certain things, and no one can fuck with my boundaries. So whenever I talk about this and I'm passionate about it, or whatever, not passionate, I hate to use that word now. Whenever I feel, I guess, purposeful about these things, people feel bad because they feel bad sharing their fuck ups. And because I act like I don't fuck up, it makes them not like me. And I understand that. Like, I wouldn't like a person like that either. And people connect to other people more when they can relate to them. You know what I mean? When you can open up and tell people something about your past mistakes that you've done, they respect you more because now they can relate to you as like human to human. You're not this like fictional character that you're making up. So he stopped talking to me out of nowhere. At first, I let it go. You know, I just gave him some time. Then a month passes, 2 months passes, 3 months passes. Keep in mind, I've been calling this guy like maybe 2-3 times a week to just check up on him, to hang out. And he would probably answer 1 out of 10 of my calls. 1 out of 10 of my calls, which is very like, you know, weird. And every time he would answer my call, he would say he's either busy, working, or hanging out with other friends, which I thought really weird. Like, he's obviously giving me an indirect message that he doesn't want to see me. So after like 3-4 months of consistent effort of not giving up, I finally gave up and I told myself, you know what? Okay, this guy doesn't want to see me. It is what it is. 3 months pass. I decided to send this guy a voice note, but before that I called him, he didn't answer. So I'm like, okay, fuck it. I'm gonna send him a voice note. In the voice note, I took accountability of myself and I apologized for things that I might have potentially done to hurt him, even though I don't know what I did to make him stop talking to me. I honestly, genuinely don't know what I did to this guy. But I sent this really beautiful voice note saying like, I'll always love you as a brother. But I'm sending you this voice note because if you were to die tomorrow, I'd regret not sending you anything or trying to make the effort to talk to you. So I sent this beautiful voice note trying to like, you know, reconnect with the guy and just see if he's okay mentally. You know, I wanted to check up on him. And then he sends me a voice note the next day, and his response was like, Isa, I'm shocked with your voice note. I did not expect you to send me that. And he was about to talk, and then he said he'll continue later, and he never got back to me. So after that, I'm like, okay, you know what? I did my part. I did everything I can. I sent him the voice note, whatever I did. I did everything for the last 6 months, you know, to keep that friendship. Obviously, it's out of my control now. He's choosing not to be my friend, and he just continued down his life. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna blame the guy. I can easily say, you know, he has past commitment issues, or he has past relationship issues where he's not able to stay in certain friendships or relationships. But I'm not going to go down that route, because my point I'm trying to make is that by spending time with by spending time with a friend every day, you're slowly building this, this road that's very toxic between you and your friend, and you're decreasing your value as a person. So the more that is in circulation loses its value. It's like supply and demand. So the less you are in circulation, the more power and demand there's gonna be for you. I'll give you an example. If we have a weekly family function, okay, every Sunday, and I don't show up for like a month, people will start asking, where's Isa? Like, why isn't he showing up? What is he doing? How's work? They'll start asking all these questions. But if I were to show up to these family functions every single week, nobody would be asking me anything. Everyone would be used to my presence, used to my value. It would no longer be valued. A strategy, or not even a strategy, something that you can implement in your life is to value your alone time more than time with your friends. And by being okay with just being alone, and when I say spend time alone, I don't mean like just watch fucking TV and be in your room, play video games, listen to music. Yeah, those things are cool to do here and there. But when I say be alone, I mean like find things that you can do in your spare time that helps you improve, and things that you'll actually get addicted to. I'll give you an example. Most of the things I do in my life now are spent alone, and I absolutely fucking love it. I never used to be that guy. I used to be that guy. Every time I had spare time or free time, I'd go and find a friend to hang out with. I needed that sense of belonging. And when you need that sense of belonging, because it's so fundamentally in us, in our primal form, that to want to feel accepted by a social group, you do such weird things to fit in, and you just do anything for attention, and you don't really act like your real authentic self when you do that. And that's not good for you as a person or for your life. And this is what leads to friendships breaking up. So I'll give you an example. Now I spend all my time alone. I wake up, I journal first thing, I read, I hit the gym 6 days a week, I weightlift. I'm gonna make another video about that, how I've been consistent for like 5 months now. What else do? I pray now. I haven't shared that with anyone, but I started praying now. I meditate. I work on my YouTube channel, just like filming this video right now. So there's a lot of things I do that are spent alone, and I occupy myself with so many things so that I don't feel the need to like bother others, or to like, chase social acceptance or any of that BS. Imagine instead of hanging out with someone toxic or whatever, a friend, you're able to hit the boxing gym, you're learning martial arts, you're becoming stronger. There's so much shit you can do in life, yet we feed the BS narrative that we have to always share these experiences with people. It's like that person that goes to the movie theaters by himself to watch a movie. I respect that person so much, because they don't need another person to enjoy life. And life is enjoyed most in the present moment. When you're able to just enjoy life for what it is, you're gonna significantly level up. And I'm telling you this, being in a relationship for 4 years. I've been in a relationship for 4 years, and some of the best times of my life, no disrespect, is times that I just spent alone. Like, I was just on vacation, and I really wanted to just come back home and get in my routine again, because it gave me a sense of peace that I was going somewhere in my life, and I found myself with this with this routine, which I will share in another video. The next point I was gonna get to is your values. So if you have certain values as a person, and that friendship that you're sharing with doesn't have the same values, guess what? That friendship is not gonna last. I'll give you an example. If you have the value of, working hard on yourself, lifting heavy weights, and you're friends with someone who doesn't do any ounce of exercise, who's actually the opposite of you, they're overweight, maybe they're obese, they don't really have much self-love for themselves, exercising is just not in their vocabulary, you and that person won't last as friends, because just that one pillar of yours that you consider like a strong value, exercise, moving your body, you're not gonna wanna have a friendship with someone who doesn't have that pillar. Because eventually you guys are just gonna branch off. Like, you're not gonna have things in common. Personally, people that don't work out, no disrespect to them, like I have no bad feelings towards them, but they're just like they tend to have different personality traits. Like I'll give you an example. Someone who doesn't work out at all is more likely to sit on the couch and play video games. Like, that's not statistic, but that's more likely to happen. Someone who does exercise is more likely to be outside, you know, be social, like just have different character traits that will align with other people that are more suited for friendship. I'll give you an even more extreme example of how I lost a friendship. I had a friend who, a close friend at one point, who basically took my sister out, and this was really weird to me. I'm like, this doesn't ever happen. I would never go to my guy's friends and take out his sister, even though it's like innocent, even though I'm a good guy, I would never do that. And even if I were to do that, I would ask his permission. And even that I find weird. Like, out of all the girls in the world, why would I go to, you know, that person? To me, there's no respect for your friend. To me, there's no respect for their boundaries. Like, respect is the number one thing in friendship. So that's a huge boundary for me. And a friend violated that boundary. And when I confronted him about it, guess what happened? They labeled me as the villain. Like, and I don't blame them, okay? Everyone is entitled to their own way of thinking. You know, some of you behind that camera might think, oh, you're being extreme, Issa, like it's just an innocent thing. Yeah, it might have been. But at the end of the day, if I'm gonna be friends with someone and have this as a boundary, as a value, then if you're gonna be my friend, you have to respect that boundary before anything else. It's like if I go to a certain country like Japan, this is a perfect example. They have these hot springs, these beautiful hot springs. If you have a tattoo, you're not allowed into certain hot springs. So if I have a tattoo, am I gonna sit there and argue with these people saying, oh, how they're like being, discriminating towards me, this and that? No, this is their country, this is their host, this is their values. I'm not gonna go and like try to ruin that. Like, who am I? They have a really bad history with like, you know, people that used to wear these tattoos that killed their people. I'm not gonna get into it. But anytime you visit a country, you can't expect that country to adhere to your rules, to your false sense of reality in your mind. A lot of people are delusional that way and they do that. I look at friendships the same way. If you're gonna get in a friendship with someone, you guys have to have the same values, because if you don't, you're gonna keep disrespecting each other involuntarily. And that guy who I severed that friendship with, that's what happened. You know, he did something where he didn't think he messed up, where I did think he messed up, and he got like a lot of my family against me. He got my sister against me. He basically made it more difficult for me to live the person I am, which is very rude, because if you're a good person and you do something wrong to your friend, the right thing to do, even if you didn't mean it, would be to apologize. If I know I hurt someone and I didn't even mean to, the first thing I'm saying is like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you, especially if I love them and respect them. So the fact that that person didn't do that, it just showed their true colors, you know, if that makes sense. But I'm not gonna sit here and be a victim. I'm glad these experiences happened. I'm glad I went through all these friendships, because it made me realize of the person I wanna be, the values I wanna focus on, and who I wanna share those values with. And the two friends I have now, I only have two fucking friends, guys. I'll tell you right now, Ali and Joe. Those are my two friends. And Joe and Ali will literally tell you the same thing. Like, they'll tell you that they're friends with me because they share the same mindset, the same values, and the same mission, essentially. They're all on their own individual missions, but they all complement each other. All our missions complement each other in a way where we're all ambitious, we all have goals, we're all working very hard on ourselves. Like, just being friends with each other is so powerful, and it creates such a beautiful brotherhood to make us strong and reach our goals together. And when we reach age 30, 40, 50, man, that brotherhood is gonna be that much stronger when we have more power, influence, money, and not in a bad way. I mean, just in a way where we can affect other people positively. We'll be in positions where we can actually change lives positively. So that's the second thing. Your values have to align with someone else in order for you to be friends. If you're just friends with someone to just, you know, have fun, to just, you know, play video games, party, I mean, that's okay. That's okay too, until you get to the age of like 19, 20, you know, and then shit starts to get more serious. You're starting to figure yourself out more. You're either in university or you're working on your business. You're doing something that's like, hopefully as a man, you're doing something that's like towards a goal. because you need to, you know, create value for yourself as a man. And when that happens, that's when you have to, okay, ask yourself, you know, these are my values. How could I choose friends or surround myself with certain people that are gonna get me to my goals, and how can I help these people too? So think about the friends you are with right now. You can probably tell me which one of them are like the fun friends and which one of them are the serious ones you'd go to with like an actual issue, someone that you can trust. So there's a lot of things that can ruin friendships, and I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention because it's very important to know that a lot of things can disrupt a beautiful thing. I even read a book. It's called How to Be a Friend. It's by Cicero, Marcus Cicero. Okay, this is like, I think this is like over 2,000 years old. Like, this is ancient wisdom on how to be a friend. And they just talk about the different rules of friendship and what does it mean to actually like be that person's friend. And the thing that stuck to me the most is having a responsibility. I have a responsibility over my other friends. Being there for them, I have the responsibility of, you know, helping them solve their problems, of listening to them. We don't have to hang out for a year, you know, and we can still be good, but there's a lot of different responsibilities that we have. And the biggest responsibilities we have is not disrespecting each other, because respect is the number one thing, the number one source of love you can basically show or share with a loved one in a relationship, or with a brother in a friendship. So that's my video for today. I just wanted to get that out of my way. I wanted to see how authentic I can be with the camera, just talking about real life issues through my past experiences, through books that I've read. If you really like this video, please let me know, because I will switch to this type of content, maybe longer form, maybe podcast style, because I find it much easier to be myself talking like this. So until next time.